Hello, this is Stuart Fleming. In this video, we're going to discuss some of the troubleshooting problems we had with pressing the buttons in the last video, 026. The application, when you pressed the buttons, didn't necessarily respond to what we were doing. And it occurred to me just after I did the video that I had not set something. So what we're going to do is we're going to continue on. I'm going to drag several of the other dynamic task flows that I have onto the form, and then we're going to put those in buttons. And this one is now you can see that it is taking it as the Macking Beam scope. So we're not going to have to fix this one. Oh, button here, and we're going to set this button to the flash card. Okay. And then the last one, this is the control panel. Now the flash card control panel is where you actually load, or you can actually write an XML file if you need to. And you can load the data into the table if you need to. Now, the example being that you put it on your phone and you enter in some data on your phone while you're at work, come home, you sync it up, or you load it into the table. I haven't worked out that part of it yet, but that is the long-term goal. Okay, now, obviously we don't need to have all of these things here, and I'm going to start taking these off. And you'll suddenly notice that in this right-hand corner here, there's a little X. And this is the reason why, click on that, it didn't respond when I was pressing the buttons. And the reason is that I had forgotten to set these so that on the dynamic region it would work. Now here you can see that it's in red, which is an error. You can click on that and edit it, and then you can say, well, it's not found. Well, of course not, we just deleted it. So we're going to copy all those and just return them. Go to this panel group. Now these are now the buttons that we need to shuttle over here, because these are now the buttons that are going to be responding. And you can see the red disappears. Okay, and now you can see that if I press the buttons, they in fact do turn. Now these two, there's nothing on those pages, so they'll be blank, but these ones are working fine. So that's something that you need to remember to do. Now another thing that would be reasonable to consider would be setting the partial submits on these, and let's just see. Partial submit is false, but it does seem to be working, so I'm not too concerned at this point. But oftentimes you do need to set the partial submit or the partial triggers depending on which type of item you're working with. But this seems to be fine. Now, one thing that I do want to do is change the width, and I'm changing it to 100 pixels, and you can see that if I change this to 101 pixels, it writes it up here. There, and you can also just change it here, and you click into the other field. Now I'm going to copy this, and just to make these all the same, it's easiest just to copy them. And it doesn't change until you actually click into another field. That's one of the things you have to remember to do with this. Okay, so now we have the same size form. We go back to our form and we just press F5 for this particular application, and we get a create date return null. Well, let's see if we can salvage this. Okay, that worked. So these are now all a uniform size, which is nice. Okay, thank you very much. I hope that was informative, and have a good evening.